Mark Vanderfeist here from M&L Supply, and we are going to look at the Elkhart nozzle lineup as part of our virtual trade show for you. Let's start at my right and work our way down. We'll go through the Elkhart lineup we have to offer to you as far as our nozzles and our rapid attack monitor. There are basically three types you can choose from as far as nozzles. You're either going to choose an automatic, fixed flow, or a smoothbore nozzle. Those are your three main categories. And if you know why you're buying what type of nozzle, then you're ahead of the game. If you don't know why you're buying a nozzle, it's up to me, the sales guy, to educate you on why you should be buying an automatic or a fixed flow or a smoothbore nozzle. So be sure to ask those questions of your sales rep as to why should I be buying that nozzle, and does that nozzle fit my needs as far as water flow, nozzle reaction, and other operational considerations that may be taken into consideration. Let's start to my right. This is the automatic, the Elkhart automatic nozzle. This one here is actually a breaker part where I can easily take off the automatic nozzle component, and I can then add on a different tip size if I wanted to. But we do have the automatic nozzle, which is going to be at about a 75 psi nozzle pressure for operation purposes, and will flow anywhere between 60 and 200 GPMs for your flow rate. So a good nozzle to be used for any kind of rural water operations, exposure protection, for defensive firefighting, good for also for foam operations as well. If you want to flow a foam line, the automatic nozzle will be a good choice there for that one. Next in line is going to be the fixed flow, where we have actually affixed to the nozzle a specific flow rate with a specific nozzle pressure, or nozzle pressure assigned to it. So for example, this one here is a fixed flow of 185 GPM at 50 pounds at the nozzle. So this will flow this much water if it is supplied that much water. And one thing to bear in mind is that none of these devices are water producing. They will only flow what you provide. So as long as I'm providing 185 GPM to my nozzle, it's going to flow that much for me. So we have different configurations for the fixed flow that you can choose from based on your operational needs, whether it's 185 GPM or 150 GPM, 165 GPM or more, 200, 360, 320. We can certainly configure that for you based on what your operational needs are. You can also see here a different color coding that can also be assigned to your nozzle as well. So we have here the luminescent, which lights up or glows in the dark, which kind of helps to see your nozzle in the zero visibility type of settings. Or you can pick from orange, purple, yellow, blues, blacks. And that just helps to identify perhaps for your end what kind of line you're pulling off. If it's a pre-connect line with the orange nozzle, you know it's always going to be that much pump pressure at the pump panel based on that color coding for that nozzle itself. Or it could be, say, the purple line, and the purple line's at this pump pressure, for example. So that's why we have the options to choose from colors in that manner, which helps to identify and maybe make things a little easier for you in the long run. Next is our smoothbore lineup, where we have different options for smoothbore nozzles based on whether it's an 1.5 inch or a 2.5 inch type of nozzle that you're running and flowing with. And based on those nozzle types, you'll pick the appropriate nozzle tip size for you. So in the 1.5 inch size, you got pretty well two main choices, your 7/8 and your 15/16. Your 7/8 nozzle will flow 160 GPMs for you, no problem. 15/16, you're about 180, 185 GPM there at that point. So again, not water producing, but will flow if you provide that much water for you there. On the 2.5 inch side, you have some options. We have 1 1/8, 1 3/16. You can go bigger, you can go small, but those are the two main sizes we have that usually are purchased by most departments to have higher flow rates for a larger diameter hose as far as the 2.5 inch hand line goes. Again, color coded. We here at M&L Supply do stock these nozzles on our shelf here in-house for rapid delivery, and we do have a color coding program that as you as a chief wants to have standardization for yourself, you can have that. So for example, all our blue tip smoothbore are 1 3/16. All our yellow tip smoothbore are 1.1/8. All the blacks that we have here as far as a black tip nozzle is 7/8, and all the orange ones are going to be your 15/16. So if you want to color code your lines in the same fashion, you call us up, say I want to order a smoothbore tip for us for today. I need an 1.1/8 tip sent out. Well, you're getting a yellow one, and that way you'll get a yellow one every time, and it helps to standardize that system for you. Besides them being short, as you see, we also have the long versions as well. So if you desire to have a longer version of the smoothbore tip, we certainly can provide that for you as well, if that be your desire. Again, all of our smoothbore nozzles are the shut-off valve type, where I can easily unthread the tip and easily change out my tip sizes with a smoothbore, or perhaps put on a fixed flow nozzle instead if I wanted to. So again, there's options for us to choose from in this manner that we are able to go with. But you can have a shut-off valve with a smoothbore tip nozzle, or a fixed flow tip nozzle, or an automatic nozzle, or you can buy the nozzle as a whole kit without the shut-off valve option there as well. To my left, we have our rapid attack monitor, which is going to be both an offensive and defensive type of weapon that we can utilize pulling it off the engine for a rapid attack. So by doing so, it can be used on a defensive fire for exposure protection, or for a defensive knockdown before going in and finishing it off. Or on the offensive side, great for warehouse, commercial buildings, industrial, standpipe operations, high-rise, or it can be taken inside the building and be used for a large volume water application. And as you see, it's pretty small enough for us to carry into the building. It's not that heavy, but again, it has that rapid attack mobility for us to use when the time comes. Three options we can choose from for nozzle tips. We can have our smoothbore stacked tips with varying sizes between 1 inch, inch and a quarter, 1.5 inches for varying flow rates. I can go with an adjustable gallonage type of combination tip, or I can go with a fixed flow combination tip as well. So there's 3 options to choose from in that realm, and to help arm your rapid attack monitor adequately for effective and efficient purposes. So any questions you may have on the Elkhart lineup, by all means contact your local M&L sales rep, and more than glad to come and give you a demo. And talking about demos, there's a program that's called Know Your Flow, and that is where we come to you, and we will come out to your department and put on a free educational program to help educate your department on what nozzles you should be choosing, looking at flow rates, friction losses in your hand lines, flowing your hand lines with your hoses and your nozzles, and then comparing that to maybe some Elkhart nozzles and some different hoses to show between what you may have now and what we can offer, how we can increase your efficiency with maybe better flow rates, less friction loss. And that, again, that's done to you at free of charge, at no cost to you. Just a matter of calling us up, scheduling it, and we'll come out there and do it for you at your station at no charge. So again, contact your local M&L sales rep, and thank you for your time.